life is so amazing. And, you know, if I could have some words of like advice for anyone who's listening, who maybe is thinking about leaving their existing job, whatever that is, it could be corporate, it could not be corporate, that know that whatever options you have, they are plentiful. I know a lot of times we sometimes feel like we don't have options, we don't have power, but we do have an awful lot of power. Know that you have a lot of power, that you have a lot of choice, and that any decision that you make today is not a forever decision. That for me is kind of like my mantra. Like when I'm like, oh, should I send this? Should I do this? And instead of getting stuck in my head and like being afraid, I'm like, you know what? It's not a forever decision. You know, yes, it may live in the Ethernet forever, but you know what? I got 50 followers. What do I have to lose? Not much. So just follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't be so hard on yourself. Because this stuff, it is hard. It is tough, but it's also super rewarding, whatever the path again that you take.
I guess I would just chime in on that the decision to follow your passion, right, is one that you won't regret. It'll lead you to all sorts of new paths, maybe ones that you didn't even know about, because maybe you're thinking it's going to be this. And it winds up being something like that, but not that exactly. And as you move on that journey, you learn so much more about yourself. Because when you nurture that passion that is deep within, it's about you. It's always about you, right? And that is a beautiful journey to be on. And however you choose to do that, in whatever way works best for you, whether for us, it was the decision to just kind of be like, thanks, corporate, peace out. But whatever that way is for you, that there's, just go for it. Go for it for whatever go for it means for you. But when you have that thing, that baby, that passionate baby that you're holding on to, it's there for a reason. And go ahead on and just love it.
Yeah. And if I could add, sorry, just because on the point that you're making, the other thing is everyone's journey is different. So even though we all three have commonalities in our journeys, and we've converged the here and now, who knows where tomorrow's going to go. Our coming here was similar, but maybe different. But we're all in our own timeline. And so it's sometimes so easy to kind of be like, oh, I should have done this by now. Like, oh, when's my thing going to come? You know what? You just have to be comfortable that your thing will come when whatever that thing is, and rest easy and comfortable in that timing of wait. I think that advice that someone gave me, I basically, before I took the jump, I forgot to mention, I interviewed a ton of people behind the camera, in front of the camera, actors, writers, directors, just the whole gamut of folks that I've met along the road, just to make sure I really was making the right decision and that I knew what I was getting myself into. And this one piece of advice that someone gave me of, it's your own timing, you own it and it's yours, has really been one of my guiding lights and my guiding principles.
So as a final comment, because this is my show, I get to have the last word.
Absolutely.
Final comment is, I agree with everything you both said. Just to add to that, don't be afraid to make a decision. And you will see, once you make that decision, it'll feel like this weight is lifted and you know what to do. And you don't have to do everything all at once. Just take one little tiny baby step. That's all you need to do. Because if you just keep taking that baby step one after the other, you know, a year from now, you have gone so far. 5 years from now, like, you won't even believe like how far you've come, as long as you take that step by step and step. That's all you have to do, is just focus on what is the next step, and that's it. You don't have to worry about what's going to come down the road.